What's up, YouTube? Thanks for tuning in to another video. Back at it again. Different scenery though. Same location. I'm still at the house. I just redid the floors and moved the computer to the other wall here, so you're seeing a different background. Hopefully, it's a little bit brighter and nicer to look at, and also stepping the quality up. Got a boom arm and a new microphone, so hopefully the audio sounds okay for everybody during this video. But today we're going to be talking about Logic Pro. Today's video is going to be why Logic Pro is the best DAW, and I'll be going through the top 5 reasons. Again, this is the DAW that I use to record and mix. With that being said, I'm also going to make a video going over why you should potentially not use Logic as your DAW, and I'm going to link it up below. I want to remain unbiased and go through reasons why you would move forward with Logic Pro as your DAW and some reasons potentially why you wouldn't in another video. Before we get into the video today, if you haven't already, I just ask that you hit subscribe down below. I'd love to hit 500 subscribers this year. All right, reason number 1 for why you should choose Logic Pro as your DAW. Quality of out-of-the-box plugins. Logic Pro has some of the best out-of-the-box plugins so that you don't need to spend extra money on third-party plugins. I've been extremely impressed out of the box with what you have to work with in Logic. Not only the volume of plugins that you receive out of the box, but the quality of those plugins. All right, so I've just got my Logic pulled up here. So when you move forward with Logic as your DAW. Oh, and this video is not sponsored in any way. I have no affiliation with Apple, or I'm not getting commissions in any capacity here. When you move forward with Logic and you open up Logic, I already have a session pulled up here, but you'll have access to the plugin manager where you have the out-of-the-box plugins. So if you click Logic Pro at the top here and go into your settings, at the bottom you'll have the plugin manager. So this is going to be all of your out-of-the-box plugins. At the bottom, I have my third-party plugins. With that being said, you can also access them on the channel strips here by clicking the box. And everything that I'm seeing here is stock within Logic Pro. Some of my favorite plugins to use from Logic out of the box, they're compressors. Their compressors are absolutely phenomenal. You should not need to use any third-party compressor when you're mixing if you move forward with Logic Pro. You have 7 compressors here to work with, each serving different needs. There's vocal compressors, there's guitar compressors, there's drum compressors, there's mix bus compressors. There's compressors for compressors. The quality of these compressors, very, very impressive. Continuing on, I mean, it's not only the volume of selection that you have, and I'll walk through some of this. So you have amps and pedals, you have delays, distortions, you have plethora of EQs, modulations, reverbs, utility plugins. So if you just want to play your guitar through your audio interface, you have an amp designer here where you can select through specific amps and cabs, clean, crunch, distorted. You can pick the specific amp that you would like to use. You can have a cab and microphone where you move around. It's really, I mean, this is unbelievable how many options that you have to select here from the amp designer. Continuing on, if I wanted different EQs coming into EQ, I have many different EQs. I have vintage EQs, single band, channel EQs. Obviously, this is very impressive and also very easy to use. A lot of the instruments are really nice too. So they're drum kits here. You can do different drum kits. Look at all these drum kits that we have to work with here. So not only are you getting a high volume of plugins, you're getting good quality plugins. Reason number 2 you should move forward with Logic Pro. Sound libraries. Logic has a large sound library of top quality sounds that you can input into your session. They also have Apple loops and various ways to implement creativity into your writing process via their sound libraries. So it's fairly straightforward to access their sound libraries. There's various ways that you can do so. You can click Logic Pro and go into sound library and you can download all of their available sounds. They have sound packs, bass, cinematic, drum kits, orchestral, anything that you could possibly think of. I'm also on the top right able to click here, and I'm brought into various out-of-the-box sounds that I can plug into a session. So I'm just going to go and click through some of these randomly. You're able to select the genre that you would like to leverage. And again, I haven't downloaded all of these. Well, one, because there's too many, but two, I actually just got a new computer. So I'm using a Mac Mini M1 now. And I just recently started using it. So I have not downloaded the full library set yet. But I mean, it's really unbelievable. You can filter through specific things that you would like to use. So if I want to just look through guitars, maybe. To summarize, their sound libraries are very impressive, and I'm sure that you'll be impressed with them too, especially if you're a songwriter. Reason number 3 you should consider moving forward with Logic as your DAW. The user interface. The front end of this DAW is absolutely stunning. The colors, the views, the visibility, the way Apple implements creativity into their DAW to make you feel like you're interacting with a refined solution created by musicians and producers, as opposed to just an out-of-the-box solution made by engineers. So this is just an example template that Logic gives you right off the bat. And I mean, you're immediately just immersed in different colors that makes you want to look at the screen and almost create music. It's creative inspiration just looking at this. Bringing up the mixer, everything is well laid out, everything is well refined. It's easy to find. You can color code specific tracks, specific instruments. Very, very well thought out and very appealing. Everything looks fantastic. Again, the plugins look refined and well made. It just makes me want to click around and open up Logic anytime I turn my computer on. Reason number 4 to consider Logic as your DAW, the price. Logic, in my opinion, and I know everybody's different, is a relatively inexpensive DAW for what you get. Coming into Apple.com and going into the Logic Pro segment, you're greeted by a very well laid out description, feature functionality review, how to use. At the top, you do have the ability to move forward with a free trial of Logic Pro, and I always recommend this. Everybody has different preferences, which is why I'm going to make the video about why you might not want to use Logic Pro for your DAW based on preferences. Try this out. Get the free trial from Logic. If you were to move forward and buy this specific application, this is going to cost you $279.99 from the App Store. Generally speaking, you're going to want to look at the hardware and all those requirements. Again, with all of the sound libraries, the out-of-the-box plugins, the refined UI, in my opinion, this price is worth it. In addition, Apple tries to make it simple for you to be able to use Logic Pro. So they have various ways to purchase this. For one, you have a bundle for education. So if you not only like to create music, but you also like to maybe edit videos, create cutscenes, whatever you might want to do, Logic tends to be bundled with their suite of products. So in this bundle, as an example, you can get Final Cut, Logic, Motion, Compressor, and Mainstage for actually a lower price than you were to get Logic in isolation on its own. $279. I think this is well worth the cost. Reason number 5 for why you should move forward with Logic Pro as your DAW of choice: the support resources and the community. Plenty of people use Logic Pro, amateur and professionals, and plenty of people want to share their knowledge. Not only that, but Apple has a very refined how-to guide for all of the modules within Logic Pro. So if I just purchased Logic Pro, I can come on to Apple support and I can actually get a user guide for each aspect of the program. So if I want to just read about Logic Pro in general, I can come in. This user guide is 1,200 pages, and that's just the first user guide. Personally, I'm actually impressed with these user guides. I think they are helpful and valuable. And I did at a high level read each one of these. Of course, not every single page, but if I do have questions from time to time, I will come back here. Another great resource is the communities on the internet that use Logic and rave about Logic. I like to use Reddit, and there are various Logic communities within Reddit. The one that I would recommend using is Logic Studios subreddit. There are almost 77K members within this subreddit, and there are people that are happy, including myself, to answer your questions. A weekly no stupid questions. Look at that. Somebody needs a recommendation for audio interfaces for their Mac. We have 10 people answering these questions. Project sounds low quality and distorted. We have 3 people helping this user out. There are various subreddits on Reddit there to help you with Logic questions. I would recommend joining these subreddits. In addition, we have our wonderful YouTube community. Like myself, like anybody else who talks about Logic Pro on the internet. We love to make videos. We love to talk about it. We love to help people who are just starting out, just like we needed help when we started out. Well, this concludes my top 5 reasons to consider Logic as your DAW of choice. Again, I would recommend getting the free trial to test out before you move forward with the purchase. I would also recommend trying out competitors like Pro Tools, FL Studio, Ableton, just to see what your workflow looks like on those, depending on the specific needs you have. And again, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What's your favorite DAW? Again, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have a fantastic rest of your day. Thanks so much for watching.